Discover the horrible death of the Bandit Queen. In this video, you will learn about the shocking stories of Belle Starr, the Bandit Queen in the Old West. There were many unusual events that made some very interesting stories for this outlaw. By the end of this video, we will explain the horrible death of Belle Starr, so stay tuned. Myra, Maybelle Shirley Reed Starr, or more famously known as Belle Starr, was one of the most active criminals. She was a notorious outlaw who carried out crimes together with her beloved husbands. Yes, you heard that right. Crimes were not the only thing she has committed to. She was allegedly married 4 times. Belle Starr grew up being heavily influenced by outlaw activities. Her father was a gentleman who would often be found at saloons, talking business with other high-class men. He would make sure his daughter had the best education. Surely enough, Belle graduated with high education. It was reported that she would rather learn about shooting guns and riding a horse. There were rumors about her being against living a life of crime with her first husband. There was never a clear explanation, but it was found that she had left her first marriage to stay with her parents for a certain time. After a short period, her husband was shot in a gunfight. During her second marriage, she surely changed the tides. She got her second husband involved in lodging criminals into their homes. One of the most famous criminal duos they welcomed into their home was Jesse and Frank James. Belle even got to steal horses with her second husband. Isn't that sweet? Sadly, they were caught and were sentenced to 9 months of jail time. I bet that was their second honeymoon with all the spare time in prison. She even won the respect of her inmates. Of course, after being released, the devious Belle started to relapse into her criminal ways. Something tells me she never planned to turn a new leaf after those 9 months. This led her to getting imprisoned again twice. But the cunning Belle Starr managed to escape on both occasions. Maybe 2 honeymoons were enough for her. However, when she and her husband were robbing a stagecoach, little did she know it would be their last. During the heat of the moment, a gunfight started. When the dust has settled, Belle Starr found her husband dead on the ground. She then married her third husband, Charles Younger. This marriage lasted only 3 weeks. For some personal reasons, Younger wanted to end the relationship quickly. The reason was never disclosed. Her fourth and final marriage was with Sam Starr. She settled with him and started a family. They had a peaceful life. Her ways of crime and guns and rounding up horses were far behind her. But alas, her consequences never stopped chasing after her. Sam was shot dead by a mysterious gunslinger and died instantly. This changed Belle Starr's heart once again. She became colder to her remaining family and morally dull. She would not even let criminals seek refuge in her home anymore. Belle Starr was only 40 years old when she was killed horribly. Shortly after celebrating her birthday, she was riding home on her horse. She was ambushed and killed. She took 2 fatal shots from behind. She died from the shock of the blast and severe bleeding. Alone and scared on the ground was how she went. You have discovered the horrible death of the Bandit Queen Belle Starr. Click on this next video to learn about the famous female outlaws of the Old West.